I have for you Shanel Sania, who will help you gain an insight on what has now become a SDG goal as well, gender equality.
Good evening, everybody. Before I start my talk today, I would like to ask you all a simple question. Don't you love freedom? Of course, everybody loves freedom. Whether you're a man, woman, girl, or boy, we have seen throughout the centuries that people have even fought for their freedom. Gender equality is freedom in the society and equal rights in the society. It means that a wife is equal to her husband, a sister to her brother, and a male student to a female student. It means that both genders are equal. Every woman and girl deserves the same rights and opportunities as their fathers, brothers, sons, and vice versa. Women's rights are often more poorer than men's rights. Women need a seat at the table. They need to be invited to the table. And when this is not available, they need to be able to create their own table. I think it is right that me and my female classmates get the same rights and opportunities as my male classmates. I think it is right that I should be able to make decisions about my own body. I think it is right that I should be able to say that women be involved in the policies that will affect my life. But sadly, in no country in the world, women can expect these rights yet. No country in the world can say that they have achieved gender equality yet. My life has been a sheer privilege compared to most other girls. My school has not limited me because I am a girl. My parents didn't love me less because I was born a daughter. It is time that we took gender equality as one spectrum and not as two opposing sets of ideals. The reality is that if we do nothing, it will take about 100 years till women are expected equal pay to men for the same job. There have been movements to promote this. For example, in the movie industry, the main actor and actress of a movie won't act unless they are given equal pay. Also, it won't be until 2086 till all rural African girls get a secondary education. So, let's just say you wanted to know how many girls have been forced into marriage before they have even become a human who has right to become a woman. In 2012, 70 million girls around the world got married before the age of 18. If present trends continue, 150 million will be married over the next decade before their 18th birthday. That's an average of 15 million girls per year. You might wonder, who has put the first impression of gender inequality into our heads? Society. Society has made people believe that women are the victims to male behavior. This statement, however, is untrue because majority of the time, men are overlooked because others believe they should be strong and hide their emotions. Picture this: a man and a woman, both are base. One person remarks to them by saying, "You're fat." In the lady's situation, one may respond by saying, "Oh my God, you're so rude." But in the man's situation, one may respond by saying, "Ew, you have to toughen up." Can you see the difference in the way that both the genders are being treated? This is largely because we humans believe that women have more emotions than men. We need to change that. Both men and women should feel free to be sensitive. Both men and women should feel free to be strong. Gender equality should be taught in schools by law, and young children need to know that men and women need to live the same lives. If a man wants to be a nurse, why stop him? He could save your life one day. If a man wants to have a role in fashion, why stop him? He could become a star one day. If a woman wants to be a mechanic or an engineer, why stop her? She could create machinery that could change the way humans live. Also, as of 2017, gender equality was the 5th of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the UN. We need to work forward together to achieve that goal. As a fact, girls were pulled out of school when they hit puberty. That's 12 to 13. Why? It's because they were considered ready for marriage and for babies. However, in the case of boys, they were allowed to enjoy their childhood. This meant they could have fun with their friends, play childhood games, and go to school, which was quite the opposite of a girl's situation. Shocking statistics say that 15 million girls are more likely not to set foot into a classroom than 10 million boys. Even basic human rights, like healthcare, were denied just because the person needing it was a girl. Speaking of early practitioners of gender equality, there was a certain group in America called the Shakers, which was led by Joseph Macomb and Lucy Wright. This man and woman put gender equality into one of their main laws and built a society where men would live with men and women would live with women. Also, if in a church you were to see a deacon, he would be partnered with a deaconess. This was largely because a man and a woman would get the same job with the equal pay. Even after the deaths of both their leaders, the Shaker Society kept on pursuing gender equality for more than 200 years. We may not be able to change the lives of young men, women, girls, and boys in other countries, but we can change ours. And by changing ours, we can influence others to follow and create a better world for both men and women to live in. We need to understand in life that we need to be equal. As Frida Pinto rightly said, gender equality is a human fight, not a female fight. And I would agree with Ziauddin Yousafzai, Malala Yousafzai's father, when he said, "In most parts of the world, when a girl is born, her wings are clipped. She is not able to fly." Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to have had the opportunity to listen to these eloquent speakers this evening. When you started out, like Riddhi rightly pointed out, we didn't know what the outcome would be. We thought 10-year-olds were way too young to give such a polished performance, but you have done far more than any of us expected. So I think they deserve a hearty round of applause. I not only listened to each one of you, I was completely impressed by the learning that you have had as individuals, being able to reflect on your passions. I don't think as adults, several of us would even have discovered our passions even today. And yet, there were life lessons being learned because you pursued what you love, and you've already discovered it. In the beginning, I thought are there only boys in my school? And I was so disappointed, wondering whether I would even see a girl. But you finished so well with gender equality.